all the questions, and mainly we took 3 questions which were very important for us. So first question was, what is adhyatm, means what is self. So that is, what is Brahman. So पहला question Brahman था, तो we discussed what is Brahman. Then second question was adhyatma, we did not discuss that. Third question was what is karma. So we touched this point also, touched upon karma also. And then in this question was asked by Arjuna in verse number first. Then verse number second, Arjuna asked 4 questions. What is Adhibhuta? What is Adhideva? What is Adhiyagya? And then Prayana Kale. What is, how to remember Krishna at the time of death? So these were the 4 questions in the second verse. So we did not take all the questions. We only took 3 questions. What is Brahman? What is karma? And how to remember Krishna at the time of death? So these are very important questions for all of us. So let us see the quiz result which we had yesterday. So I'm going to share the screen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So there were 10 questions. Why is Krishna considered as the absolute truth? Because Krishna is the cause of all causes. Krishna has unlimited knowledge. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So all the options will be correct. So option D. Why have we been placed in the prison of the material world? So as we discussed yesterday, material world is addressed as prison house. So why we are put into this prison house? We have committed sins against the people of the spiritual world. We became envious of Krishna. We wanted to become independent lords and enjoy without Krishna. Both B and C, both A and B. So B and C will be the right answer. Because Iksha Dvesh Samuthena, verse number 27, if you remember, where Krishna says, we developed independent desire, Icha, and Dvesha means enviousness in the spiritual world. Therefore, we are put into this material world, which is prison house. So we all are criminals. So therefore, because we committed crime, we are put into this jail. So the purpose of life, human life, is to reform ourselves, our tendencies, our desires, develop love for Krishna. Now we are envious to Krishna. We have to transform this jealous feeling to love feeling for Krishna. And then once we are reformed fully, we will go back to Krishna. So what is the name of the 8th chapter? Attaining the Supreme. What is Brahman? Living entities. Why do we get good and bad experiences? Because of enviousness to Krishna, because of others, because of our own good and bad karma. So option C will be correct answer, because of our own good and bad karma in the past. So past में हम लोगों ने जो किया है उसके हिसाब से हमें bitter और palatable results आते हैं current में, और अभी हम जैसा activity करेंगे good or bad, so our future will be decided. In future, whether we are going to have palatable life or bitter life, that will depend on today's activity, what we are doing at present. So therefore, we should do pious activity more if we want to enjoy future life. But the pious activity also will bind us, because you'll have to take birth to even enjoy your future life. So the moment you take birth in prison house, so taking good birth in prison house or bad birth in prison house, anyway you are in the prison house. So जैसे prison house में अलग अलग क्लास के prisoners होते हैं, A class prisoner, B class, C class prisoner. So अगर C class prisoner desire करे, my purpose of life is to shift into A, to become A class prisoner. So that is foolishness. The purpose of all the prisoners should be get out of the prison house, right? Not to switch, you promote yourself from C class prison house to A class prison house. No, that is not the intelligence. So here, when we are working hard to promote our standard of living, we are doing nothing but promoting ourselves from C class prison house to A class prison house. But you are in the prison house, so there is no meaning in that. So it is foolishness to promote ourselves and raise our standard of living. Anyway, you will take birth here only in this material world, and suffering will continue. Therefore, intelligent person, he does not do even good karma also. Pious, punya karma and papa karma. Anyway, papa karma we will suffer miserably. Punya karma also, to enjoy, you have to take birth. You should take body. Then only you can enjoy pious results. So the moment you take body, suffering begins because you are taking body in the jail only. So intelligent person does not do punya or papa. He does bhakti. So bhakti does not bind you. Bhakti will liberate you from this prison house. So what does bhakti do? Bhakti is actually reforming us. It is purifying because our criminal mentality we have no. So bhakti purifies our criminal mentality, sinful tendencies, and it completely purifies us, and it will take us out of this jail and we'll go back to our real home. Correct? So purpose of prison house to get out of the jail and go to your home, right? Your people, your real near and dear ones, your parents, your wife, children, they are all waiting for you to get released from the prison house, and they are anxious to meet you, to be with you, to enjoy with you. But a foolish person thinks that no, purpose of life is to promote from C class prison house to A class prison house. Oh, foolish. Why don't you understand? You will remain in prison house only. Some facility will increase, but your independence is even now also it is curbed, right? So you're not free to do anything. But when you get out of the prison house, you're free to do anything and everything. You're free to go to mall. You're free to go to have movies, watch movies. You can do anything and everything. You can freely walk, right? When you are out of prison house, your independence increases. Similarly, when we get out of this material world, which is like prison house, go back to Krishna, there we have our real family. We have our own friends, our own relatives, our own parents there we have in the spiritual world. And if our Krishna is waiting for us in the spiritual world. Highest thing is this, that Krishna is waiting for us. So, and independence will be unlimited over there in the spiritual world. So, the intelligent person will work hard to get out of this prison house and go back to Krishna. How Ajamil got liberated? By remembering Lord Narayana. Oh, Lord को नहीं remember किया था. By remembering Krishna, नहीं. By remembering Lord Shiva, no. By remembering his son because his name was Narayan. So option D is the correct. He actually chanted the name of his son, whose name was Narayan. But because his name was Narayan, so he got saved from the hands of Yamadutas. The Jivas are the marginal energy of Krishna, and Krishna's associates are the internal energy of Krishna. So this very important. This is very important point which we discussed yesterday. In Jiva also there are two categories: marginal potency and internal potency. So you see the gopis, even Prabhupada, all the Goswamis, they are not the marginal energy of Krishna. They are internal energy, who are the constant associates, constant companions of Krishna. They never fall down to this material horrible world. So they are internal energy of Krishna. We are marginal energy, and sometimes we are in the spiritual world, sometimes in the material. Now we are in the material world. Just say Prabhupada example देते हैं. The beach is sometimes covered by the water of the ocean, sometimes it is dry sand. So we are also like beach in the ocean. कभी पानी से cover हो जाता है, कभी वो dry रहता है. So sometimes we are covered with material energy, sometimes we are in the spiritual energy. So जिससे हम एसोसिएट करते हैं उसके इन्फ्लुएंस में रहते हैं. मटीरियल एनर्जी से एसोसिएट करेंगे तो मटीरियल इन्फ्लुएंस में रहेंगे. स्पिरिचुअल एनर्जी से एसोसिएट करेंगे तो स्पिरिचुअल इन्फ्लुएंस में रहेंगे, स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में रहेंगे. So how to associate with the spiritual energy? By chanting, by reading, by attending classes, by doing services. So by doing this, we'll be under the influence of spiritual energy. Otherwise, by default, we are in the material energy. By default, अगर हमें छोड़ दिया जाए तो कहाँ रहेंगे? Material energy में रहेंगे. So spiritual energy में जाने के लिए हमें थोड़ा force लगाना पड़ेगा. We have to consciously work, strive to come in the spiritual energy. Material body undergoes 6 kinds of changes. What are those 6 kinds of changes? Body takes birth, it grows, it remains for some time, it produces byproducts, it dwindles then, and finally vanishes. So these are the 6 kinds of changes in this body. So many of us will be in second and third stage. How living entities descend from heavenly planet? So through rains. ये हम लोगों ने बहुत अच्छे समझा था कि even residents of heavenly planet also they come to this earth, they fall down to this earthly planet once their punya karma is exhausted. So heavenly planet is like a class jail. वो भी एक क्लास जेल ही है. वहां पर ज्यादा टाइम नहीं रह सकते. जब तक पुण्य का जितना पुण्य है उतना रहेंगे. पुण्य खत्म तो नीचे आ जाएंगे फिर से धरती पर. सियम यम वापी स्मरण भावम त्यजति अंते कलेवरम तम तम एवैति कौन्तेय सदा तद भाव भावित. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? Whatever state of being one remembers, when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. So option B will be correct. So मरते समय जैसे आपकी मनोदशा रहेगी वैसा ही हमें शरीर अगला मिलेगा. This is a science. Therefore, there are so many species of life, right? There are 8,400,000 species of life. क्यों है ऐसा इतना species? Because there are so many mental states. So according to your mental state at the time of death, you get different body. So someone's mental state is matching. So this is kind of matrix match. Matrix match होता है ना? So परमात्मा in the heart, he matches. He does matrix match. आपका mental state अगर enviousness वाला है तो आप क्या बनेंगे? Snake बनेंगे. If your mental state is very greedy, then you will become hog. Greedy means what? Anything we are eating, no discrimination. Undiscriminately we are eating. So then we'll be our soul will be matched with hog. So one side there are 8,400,000 species of body, and one side your mental state is there. So matrix match. Your mental state, if it is enviousness, so snake. Your match will be your atma will go to snake body. If your mental state is undiscriminately you are attached to eating or doing anything, you don't have any discrimination, you do anything and everything, so that means you are perfectly fit to become hog. So you become hog, just like hog eats everything without any discrimination, does intercourse without any discrimination. It doesn't consider that she is my daughter or sister or mother or wife. Hog has intercourse with anybody, any sea hog. So that is hog life. So anyone whose mental state is this, he will become hog. So like this matrix match is happening, and Paramatma is doing very complicated matrix match. So that's how the life next life is decided. And यहाँ पर वो सीक्रेट भगवान रिवील करे. यम यम वापी स्मरण भावम. जैसे आपका भाव रहेगा स्मरण मेंटल स्टेट, तज्जति अंते कलेवरम, शरीर छोड़ते समय अंत समय में, तम तम एवैति कौन्तेय, वैसा ही शरीर आपको मिलेगा. सदा तद भाव भाविता, you will attain that bhava state without fail. So this world is very horrible. So therefore we should develop a good mental state, right? Otherwise our mental state is going to get matched with some species of life, and we'll be forced to get into that body. There is no option. We all are perfectly under the control. We don't have any free will. Yes, free will is there. What kind of activity you are going to do, that free will you have. But once if your mental state is like this, then you don't have any choice to कि मुझे ये चाहिए ये चाहिए. No, you will be mapped with that. Mapping हो जाएगा, right? So you should be very alert. So therefore chanting Hare Krishna will make our mental state very pure. And then what will be the matrix match? Matrix match will be you are straight away going back to Krishna. मैट्रिक्स मैच स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड से आपका मेंटल स्टेट मैच हो गया, आप सीधा भगवान के धाम जाएंगे अगर हम लोग हरे कृष्ण मंत्र जप करेंगे तो. लेट अस सी द रिजल्ट्स. सो शेखावत 9 मार्क्स, पार्थ बंसल 10. सो आजकल पार्थ बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, वेरी नाइस. अंकुर 9, निखिल 6, राधा 5. निखिल आपके बहुत कम आते हैं आजकल, क्या बात. रतिंद्र 7, अंशु यादव 10, अंश 5. अंश थोड़ा अटेंटिवली अटेंड करो क्लास. सुमन 8, पीयूष 7. So this time only Anshu Yadav and Parth Bansal, they have got 10 out of 10. So very nice. Big round of applause for both of you. Everyone please attend the class very nicely. Very simple questions are asked, not very complicated, difficult question. Okay, so let us continue our discussion of 8th chapter. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So you can see on your screen this photo which we discussed yesterday. Very famous pastime. It comes in Bhagavatam. Bharat Maharaj, he left everything. He was emperor, but because he was very much attracted to Krishna's beauty, so he left his material life, kingship, everything, went to forest, Himalaya, to become a very great advanced devotee, get absorbed in Krishna, and thinking of Krishna, he wanted to leave his body, but somehow or other he got attached to a deer. पूरा detailed pastime आप पढ़ सकते हैं भागवतम में. And he started taking care of the deer very nicely, and He became so attached that once a deer did not come in the evening, so small baby deer, and he became anxious. Just see, he had left everything, so he wanted to become detached from anything material world, in anything of this material world. So therefore, he went to Himalaya. But in the Himalaya also, he became attached to a deer. So this attachment is very dangerous. You can get attached to anything, so we should be very alert. So, and deer, very cute, they'll appear very cute, and so he started taking care. How he got attached? Because he thought that this deer is roaming around in the vicinity of my cottage, so it is my duty to take care of it. So he started feeding them, then taking care of them, that deer. So like this, serving, he became attached. And once the deer did not come in the evening, and it was evening and it was becoming night, so he became anxious. So today that baby deer did not come. So he went in the deep forest in the Himalaya in order to search that deer, baby deer. So it became very dark. As you can see, moon is also there. It was dark night. It was night, and moonlight was there in the sky. So he was searching. Suddenly, he got slipped because it is hilly place, no mountain. वहाँ पर आपको समतल जमीन नहीं मिलेगा, plain land नहीं है वहाँ पर. So because he was seeing here and there, and his leg got slipped, and his head collided with the stone. And because his mental state he was thinking of deer, so next life he became a deer. Just see how dangerous it is. But because he was very much advanced, so in the next life when he became deer, he could remember that, oh my god, in the last life I became complacent. I developed attachment with the deer, and so I had to become a deer now. So when he was in the deer body, so he would not go here and there. He will only, and he became deer there only in the Himalaya. So he would go to the cottage of sages and devotees, and he will be there only. He will take all the left out prasadam taken by sages, and he will regret, and he will think, oh my god, I did such a blunder in the last life. So the next life again, when he became Jad Bharat. So you must be knowing about Jad Bharat. So Jad Bharat, then this in third birth, he was very alert. Why he became Jad Bharat? Jad means dull, means he was very intelligent, but he was pretending as if he is very dull headed. So then his father would call him, come beta, come here. He will go opposite. Whatever his father will ask him to do, he will do. So people declared him bad man, foolish man. So his father was very affectionate. Unfortunately, his father died. So his stepbrothers, they were not treating him well. They will give him, uh, you know, stinking food, which is very stinking and stale. Bad smell is coming. So basi khana dete the Jad Bharat Maharaj. And Jad Bharat was totally absorbed in Krishna. He was always chanting Hare Krishna mantra. He was totally absorbed in Krishna. So he would not mind कि क्या खाने को मिल रहा है क्या नहीं मिल रहा है. He was just following whatever they were saying. He will do. He would follow that. Jad Bharat. Then once, so the step brothers, they, because उनको खेती भी करते थे, they would do business, farming also. So they had their own land where they had some problem. So to take care of the land, the crops, the step brothers, they appointed Jad Bharat Maharaj to go and be in the night and take care of the crops. So he accepted, and he went there, and he was sitting there and taking care of the crops. But then suddenly, one group of gundas came. They were all devotees of Mother Kali. And what happened? Actually, में the Sardar of that group, उसको लड़का नहीं हो रहा था. So somebody suggested that if you offer bali to Mother Kali, 100 bali, then you will get child. So 99 bali he had given. Now 100th bali he was about to give, and he had got that person also. So bali of anything. So the 100th bali he had got for a man, but somehow he slipped away from the hand of that gundas Sardar. So now they were searching. Suddenly they found this Jad Bharat Maharaj. Oh, this man. And this man appears very stout and strong. So those people, they captured Jad Bharat and took him to the temple of deity of Mother Kali. So generally, during Vedic time, the temple of Mother Kali would be somewhere in the remote place where nobody goes. And Mother Kali, because it is Mother Kali is offered meat. So Bali is offered to Mother Kali. So therefore, the temple of Kali will not be in the city. It will be remote towards the remote side of the city. So then Jad Bharat was captured and he was taken to the temple deity in front deity of the Mother Kali. But Jad Bharat was not at all disturbed. He was chanting Hare Krishna mantra. He was totally absorbed in Krishna. And those Sardar and all the Gundas, they were great devotee of Mother Kali. So they took. Now Sardar is very happy. So they made him, they made him to take bath and properly made him dress nicely. पूरा अच्छे से माला वाला पहना दिए. And then in front of the deity of Mother Kali, they made him sit. And then priest started chanting mantra. Then suddenly, when the time came to behead the chop the head, because they wanted to give bali to Mother Kali. And the what will be the result? Result why they were doing? Because the Sardar of that group, he wanted to have a child. So therefore he was doing this bali. Anyway, so the moment the Pujari, and Pujari was also in that group, from that group only. He was also one of the Gundas only. The moment they wanted to chop the head of Jad Bharat, who is a great devotee of Krishna, what happened? You will be surprised to know that the Vigraha of Mother Kali is there, right? And these Gundas, Sardar, they want to please Mother Kali by giving a bali to Mother Kali. But what happened here? To much of our surprise, Mother Kali personally appeared from the deity of herself. She came out of the deity, she broke the deity, and in the hands of Mother Kali, there is chopper and all those things. She started chopping the head of her own devotees to rescue Jad Bharat Maharaj. Why it happened? Because Jad Bharat Maharaj was a devotee of Krishna. And if somebody hurts or harms a devotee of Krishna, even demigods will not leave him. Even Mother Kali became so furious, that so angry, that she started killing her own devotees whose intention was very pure. They wanted to, pure in the sense, they wanted to please Mother Kali only. But see, if you displease the devotees, if you hurt devotee to please the demigods also, demigods will not be happy. In fact, demigod will kill you, like Mother Kali. Mother Kali killed all the Sardar and Gundas. Externally, they were great devotees of Mother Kali, but they're all killed. So not only Mother Kali appeared, along with her, all her assistants also came, female assistants, and together they all chopped the head of all the people who were there and started playing football from the head. ये भागवतम में आता है पूरा पास टाइम, बहुत अच्छा पास टाइम है, सब लोग पढ़ना. So by this past time, we can understand that how hurting a devotee, offending a devotee, criticizing a devotee will be very, very dangerous. Even demigods will not spare us. So Mother Kali killed all those people. This is very beautiful pastime of Bharat Maharaj becoming a deer, and then Jad Bharat and got saved. Mother Kali personally appeared. And then going forward, what happens? The king of those areas, Rahugana, he also thought Jad Bharat as a madman. So he also happened to offend Jad Bharat Maharaj. But then when Jad Bharat started speaking, Rahugana became awestruck. He was fearful. Then he immediately jumped out of the palanquin. Palki se ja rahe the. Palanquin, and bowed down on the feet of Jad Bharat and started begging forgiveness. And there very profound statement, a very thoughtful statement he speaks, जो कि हम लोगों ने सेकंड चैप्टर में डिस्कस किया था. वो बोलते हैं, रहुगणा जो कि राजा हैं, वो बोलते हैं कि आई एम नॉट फियरफुल ऑफ द थंडरबोल्ट ऑफ इंद्रा, आई एम नॉट फियरफुल ऑफ ट्राइडेंट ऑफ शिवा, आई एम नॉट फियरफुल ऑफ ब्रह्मास्त्र ऑफ लॉर्ड ब्रह्मा, आई एम नॉट फियरफुल ऑफ द कर्स ऑफ, sorry, I'm not fearful of the any of the weapons, but I am fearful of the displeasing to the devotees of the Lord. So if Lord's devotees are displeased, that is very, very dangerous. King Rahugana is sharing this. So this pastime of Bharat Maharaj's life, it comes in Srimad Bhagavatam and gives many, many wonderful insights. So all of you, please, you can read this pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam. It is available on the internet. So pleasing the devotees, just like displeasing a devotees, it can lead to such a great havoc. Similarly, pleasing to a devotee can take us to the back to Godhead. It can make us advance very fast. Lord will be highly pleased by serving devotee, and Lord will be highly displeased by offending devotee. So ये बहुत अच्छा पास टाइम आता है, आप लोग पढ़ सकते हैं भरत महाराज का. So now going forward, we'll see many more interesting points in this chapter. So yeah, we discussed yesterday that if the past life, if we have many lifetimes, right? In the past we have so many life. So why then we don't remember? So let us watch very beautiful video by Chanchalapati Prabhu.
Is it that we don't remember our previous lives? When we tell that we are spirits, so we have taken many births. Previous birth we could have been something. In the future also we'll take birth and then it will be something else. Quite that comes up is very nicely Srila Prabhupada used to answer these kind of questions. He would ask them 1 week back, what did you have for breakfast? It's hard to remember. 1 week back, where was I? What did I have for breakfast? What did I eat? So our memory fails. So we cannot remember. That is how this body and the mind and the intelligence system is designed. So we have memory to some extent. And by and large, things we dispense. We take it out of our memory and it's forgotten. That is because this body has a certain purpose. The body that we have and the life we are going through and the world that we are in, all of this has a certain special significance. And it is designed that we forget these things. Actually, forgetting previous lives, actually when people ask, why don't I remember my previous life? They are not really understanding the significance and the gravity of that question. I remember, I think I've told this story sometimes in the past. Somewhere in the 80s, it had come in the newspaper and I used to have that cutting. Maybe I still have it in the newspaper cutting, an article, a story about a woman somewhere in Maharashtra, a middle class woman and middle-aged woman, was working as a lawyer and she had children, husband and so on. And suddenly, at some point in her life, she started speaking incoherently, some gibberish, and then she would speak. Gradually they begin to hear that she was speaking some language which she had never learned in this life. And then they took her. She couldn't sometimes do normal work. She couldn't cook at home. She couldn't take care of the family. She couldn't do her job. And then she was taken to a doctor. She started undergoing treatment. And then at some point she underwent some hypnotic treatment, psychiatric treatment. And then she started revealing something about appears like previous life. And then after that they tried to cure, and then always her life there would be in her day or once in a few days, few times in a week, or sometimes maybe few times in a day, there would be periods where she would switch off from this life and switch on her previous life and act like a previous life personality. And family members are all wondering, what's this? She's speaking some other language, she's identifying with something else. And sometimes she comes back. And it so happened that she could not continue her profession. She could not lead a normal life. She was always under treatment and so on. You see, actually, when we say, why don't I remember my previous life? We think it is just a matter of memory recollection. It's a lot more than mere memory recollection. It's a recollection of a previous personality. It's a recollection of a previous circumstance. It's not just recollection. It is trying to live the previous life, because it was a complete personality with a certain situation, certain reality, certain relationships, certain circumstances. All of that coming into this life it's going to clash. Just one life remembrance. Imagine we have had thousands and thousands of lives. And if we were to remember all of those thousands of lives, it would simply be an information overload on this system and we'll go crazy. So the Lord mercifully switches off all those memories, keeps the essential things. Okay, you have some desire. At that also Krishna will remind at the right time, gives us a new body, and now start. This is exactly what is happening.
So, saw you, all of you saw and you heard this such a nice story of that lady lawyer. So we should always remember this, what Prabhu shared, that memory recollection is not just recollection of memory, it is recollection of the personalities, situations, circumstances. All of those things will come into your this current life, and there will be information overload and our system will be crashed. So when people say ask that अगर पिछला जन्म था तो मुझे याद क्यों नहीं है, अरे तुमको याद होता तुम आज पागल होते, तुमको आज हॉस्पिटल में पागल खाने में आगरा में भेज दिया जाता. तो भगवान की ब्लेसिंग है कि हमें प्रीवियस लाइफ याद नहीं है. सपोज आप प्रीवियस लाइफ में सुअर थे और आपको अगर याद है कि मैं सुअर था, तो व्हाट विल हैपन टू यू? You cannot lead a happy normal life. You'll feel so obnoxious. Oh, I was hog. Or suppose today you don't have a good feeling towards Pakistan, suppose. And if you could remember, suppose the situation, probability we are discussing, suppose in the previous life you were there in Pakistan only. Now in this life you have developed ill feeling towards the residents of Pakistan. Now if that memory comes to you, then what will happen? You will not be able to live your life comfortably. So therefore Lord switches off all those lives and very mercifully gives us the body, new body, and asks us to continue our life with a new beginning. So therefore we don't remember our past life. इसी लाइफ में जो पास्ट में जो कुछ बैड थिंग्स हुए हैं वही याद आ जाता है, तो वी आर शेकन अप, राइट? सोचो अगर पास्ट लाइफ की सारे मेमोरीज याद आ जाए तो क्या होगा हमारा, हम पूरा ट्रोमा में चले जाएंगे. सो दिस इज द ब्लेसिंग ऑफ द लॉर्ड टू मेक अस फॉरगेट एवरीथिंग. 15th चैप्टर में कृष्णा बोलते हैं, आई गिव यू रिमेम्बरेंस, फॉरगेटफुलनेस एंड इंटेलिजेंस. So forgetfulness is also a blessing of the Lord. Okay, so we should be very happy. Therefore, we should be very thankful and grateful towards the Lord. Oh Lord, it is so nice that you make me forget so many things. Correct? So okay, so in this verse now next Krishna says that तो जैसा मेंटल स्टेट रहेगा वैसा हमें शरीर मिलेगा. कृष्णा ने ये बोल दिया. अब कृष्णा बोले इसलिए मरते समय मुझे याद करो and you will come to me. Now how to remember Krishna at the time of death? So ये वर्स आता है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट वर्स है. दिस इज very practical for all of us. In this verse Krishna is saying tasmat sarvesu kalesu mam anusmar yuddhicha mai arpita mano buddhir mam evaishasi asamshayah. Therefore Arjun, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting with your activities dedicated to me, and your mind and intelligence fixed on me. You will attain me without a doubt. So इस वर्स में कृष्णा सीक्रेट रिवील कर रहे हैं कि हाउ टू रिमेम्बर कृष्णा ऑलवेज. कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं यू परफॉर्म योर ड्यूटीज, योर एक्टिविटीज एंड डेडिकेट दैट एक्टिविटी टू मी. जैसे हम लोग डेडिकेट करते हैं ना, कुछ पहले, बहुत पहले 10-15 साल पहले जब ये मोबाइल वगैरह इतना नहीं था, सोशल मीडिया इतना नहीं था, सो एफएम पे हेलो फरमाइश आता था एंड लोग फोन कॉल करते थे, अपने पसंद का गाना सुनते थे. तो जब हम लोग अगर गाना सुनना होता था तो हेलो फरमाइश और ये सब सुनते रहते थे. आधे घंटे के लिए 5 गाने आते थे और सिलेक्टेड मूवी से गाना वो बजाते थे. तो उसमें वो लोग कॉल करते थे और हेलो फरमाइश से जो एंकर होता था वो बात करता था. सो एंकर बोलता था अच्छा आप ये गाना किसको डेडिकेट करना चाहते हैं? तो कोई बोलता था मैं अपने फादर के लिए डेडिकेट करना चाहता हूँ, कोई बोलता मेरे हस्बैंड के लिए, कोई मेरी वाइफ के लिए, कोई मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड के लिए. सो सब अपने जो फरमाइश होता था उसको डेडिकेट करते थे. So I dedicate this song to this, my father, my son, my mother, my daughter, my sister, my. So according to the song they dedicate. जैसे एक गाना था संदेश आते हैं, वो बॉर्डर मूवी का, खूब सुनते थे हम लोग. तो ये जनरली लोग डेडिकेट करते थे. वो ये गाना वो सुनते थे जो बेचारे बॉर्डर पर रहते थे, तो अपनी फैमिली के लिए डेडिकेट करते थे, अपनी वाइफ को डेडिकेट. सिमिलरली हियर कृष्णा इज सेइंग यू डेडिकेट योर एक्टिविटी टू मी. जैसे आप प्रभुपाद की भगवद गीता देखेंगे तो भगवद गीता प्रभुपाद हैज डेडिकेटेड टू बलदेव विद्याभूषण. जो एक आचार्य हैं। कृष्णा बुक प्रभुपाद ने अपने फादर को डेडिकेट किया है, एंड प्रभुपाद सेज माय फादर वाज अ प्योर डिवोटी। एंड भागवतम प्रभुपाद ने अपने गुरु महाराज को डेडिकेट किया है। उसी तरीके से हम अपनी एक्टिविटीज को कृष्णा को डेडिकेट करें, तो जो डेडिकेशन मीन्स जो रिजल्ट आएगा वो कृष्णा को देना पड़ेगा फिर। सो इफ वी डू आवर ड्यूटी एंड रिजल्ट वी डेडिकेट टू कृष्णा एंड आवर माइंड इंटेलिजेंस इज absorbed in krishna, so the way this is the meaning that we are always thinking of krishna. So this is how we can always think of krishna. और अगर ऐसी लाइफ जी रहे हैं हम लोग, so कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं you will attain me without doubt. लास्ट लाइन यू सी, माम एवैस्यसि असंशय, विदाउट एनी डाउट, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है कि आप मेरे पास आओगे। यू विल कम टू मी, माम एवैस्यसि, मेरे पास असंशय, विदाउट एनी डाउट यू विल कम टू मी। सो दिस वर्स इज वेरी रिवोल्यूशनरी वर्स। इस वर्स में ये बताया जा रहा है कि अपनी ड्यूटी करते हुए भगवान को हम सोचें और हमारा मन बुद्धि भगवान में लगा रहे। कैसे लगेगा? बाय चैंटिंग हरे कृष्णा। सो वी हैव टू प्लान आवर डे इन सच अ वे, हम चैंटिंग करें और अपनी ड्यूटी करें, एंड ड्यूटी इज डेडिकेटेड टू कृष्ण। सो यही कृष्णा अर्जुन को बोल रहे हैं कि अब अर्जुन जो है वो युद्ध कर रहा, युद्ध में तो वो अपने टारगेट में फोकस करना है उसको। मान लो उसको मारना है कर्ण को, सो अब कर्ण को मारेगा ना कि वो कृष्णा को देखेगा। कृष्णा, यू टोल्ड मी आई शुड थिंक ऑफ यू, सो आई एम सीइंग यू, आई एम थिंकिंग ऑफ यू। So because Krishna asked him to kill, so he is following the order of Krishna. So following order of Krishna is similar to thinking of Krishna. Correct? Following order of Krishna is similar to thinking of Krishna. So because Krishna asked Arjuna to fight and kill, so now he is following the order of Krishna and killing. He is totally absorbed in killing Karna. So he externally it may appear he is not thinking of Krishna, he is killing Krishna, Karna, but actually he is thinking of Krishna while killing Karna, because it is the order of Krishna to kill the enemies. Similarly, when we follow the order of Krishna, so it is exactly similar as if we are thinking of Krishna. So this is very important instruction. So ये श्लोक आप लोगों को याद करना है. So this instruction to Arjun is very important for all men engaged in material activities. प्रभुपाद लिखते हैं purport में, the Lord does not say that one should give up his prescribed duties or engagement. Once one can continue them and at the same time think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. So हमारे लिए तो और simple है. अर्जुन के लिए it was very tough because he had to kill. Killing is not so easy job, right? हमें तो अपनी ड्यूटी करनी है। और क्या प्रभुपाद यहाँ पर हमें एक ट्रिक बता रहे हैं, एक शॉर्टकट मेथड दे रहे हैं, आप अपनी ड्यूटी करते रहो और चैंटिंग करते रहो 16 माला। बस अगर ये दो चीज कर रहे हो आप, इसका मतलब आप यू आर ऑलवेज थिंकिंग ऑफ कृष्णा। दिस विल फ्री वन फ्रॉम मटेरियल कंटामिनेशन एंड एंगेज द माइंड इंटेलिजेंस इन कृष्णा। तो अगर हम चैंटिंग करें तो हमारा जो कंटामिनेशन है हार्ट में प्यूरिफाई हो जाएगा, उससे हम फ्री हो जाएंगे और हम भगवान को हमेशा याद करेंगे। By chanting Krishna's name, one will be transferred to the supreme planet Krishna Loka without a doubt. So अगर हम भगवान के नाम का जप कर रहे हैं और अपनी ड्यूटीज कर रहे हैं, so without any doubt, प्रभुपाद बोल रहे हैं, शुद्ध भक्त आचार्य बोल रहे हैं कि हम भगवान के धाम सीधा जाएंगे। So in fact for us going back to Krishna is very simple. What is that? हमें अपनी ड्यूटीज करना है और 16 राउंड्स करना है, चैंटिंग करना है, और भगवान जब भी फ्री हो हम भगवान के दर्शन करने जाएं, मंदिर जाएं, वृंदावन जाएं, मायापुर जाएं। Once in a few months we should go to such places and develop the devotion and love for Krishna. And this is how, if we can continue our life, we will go back to Krishna without any doubt. Krishna ने word use किया असंशय, without any doubt. फिर कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं कि he who meditates on the supreme personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, O Partha, is sure to reach me. So यहाँ कृष्णा 7th श्लोक में भी और 8th श्लोक में भी गारंटी दे रहे हैं कि यू 7th में बोला असंशय, विदाउट एनी डाउट यू विल कम टू मी, और यहाँ कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं श्योरली यू विल कम टू मी। सो अब भगवद गीता में करो मेरे पास आ जाओ। सो कृष्णा इज ओपनली कॉलिंग ऑल ऑफ अस टू हिज अबोर्ड। तो भगवद गीता का जो फाइनल टीचिंग है यही है, मेन टीचिंग यही है। मेन टीचिंग ये नहीं है कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन, कर्म करो और डिटैच रहो। लोग बोलते हैं कर्म, भगवद गीता भगवान ने बोला कर्म करो, वो तो बेसिक है, स्टार्टिंग में 2nd चैप्टर में बोला था। अभी 9th चैप्टर 8th चैप्टर इस इंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है। यहाँ पर कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं कि 16 माला जप करो, मेरे नाम का जप करो, माइंड मेरे में एब्जॉर्ब करो, अपनी ड्यूटी करते रहो और मेरे पास आओ। ये भगवान का मेन टारगेट है, गोल है। कृष्णा डिजायर्स दिस, दैट यू कम टू मी, डोंट रिमेन इन दिस जेल। बट हम लोग एक दो भगवद गीता के इंस्ट्रक्शन पकड़ के और बैठे रहते हैं, नहीं भगवान तो बोलते हैं कर्म करो, और वो भी नहीं अच्छे समझ पाते। कर्म करो डिटैचमेंट होकर करो, ये भी तो बोल रहे हैं भगवान, लेकिन वो भी नहीं समझ पाते और कर्म करते रहते हैं और उससे अटैच रहते हैं और उसी में मर जाते हैं। सो वो भी अच्छे से नहीं समझ पाते। लेकिन हाईएस्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन कृष्णा का यह अब स्टार्ट हो चुका है। कृष्णा 7th श्लोक में बोल दिए, इनफैक्ट 5th श्लोक में बोला अंत काले च मामेव, 7th वर्स में बोला, 8th में बोला, 9th में बोलेंगे, बोलते जाएंगे कृष्णा। 9th चैप्टर में भी खूब बोलेंगे। सो मोर देन 100 टाइम्स कृष्णा हैज सेड you will come to me, please do this, you come to me. Wherever Krishna found opportunity, he told that you do this, come to me, come to me. That means he loves us so much that he is calling, please come, don't suffer here. But we are so reckless, we are so wretched soul, we want to suffer. So what Krishna will do? फिर हम लोग सफर करते हैं तो कृष्णा को गाली देते हैं. अरे कृष्णा चाहते हैं आप सफरिंग बाहर निकलो, but we only don't want. So that is our foolishness. Okay, so now we'll stop here. I'm going to share you the quiz. So today somehow we could not, our volunteers could not make the quiz. So anyway, tomorrow we'll again continue from here. So all of you, please understand these classes very nicely. Take the understanding which Krishna is now giving very seriously and trying to become a very nice devotee. अच्छा, क्वेश्चन, हाउ कैन ट्रैवलिंग मेक कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस? अगर आप यहाँ से जा रहे हैं मार्केट सब्जी लाने भगवान के लिए तो दैट इज फॉर कृष्णा. अगर यहाँ से बाहर जा रहे हैं आप खुद की इंद्रिय तृप्ति के लिए तो आप अधर्म कर. सो एनी एक्टिविटी कैन बी कृष्णा कॉन्शियस. जैसे हम लोग कहीं भी जाते हैं भगवान के काम से जाते हैं, सो दैट इज कृष्णा कॉन्शियस. ओके, very simple. Always chant Hare Krishna. Anything you are doing that becomes Krishna conscious. So now we'll stop. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So all of you, please take chanting seriously because this is the only thing which is going to save us. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai.